Let's go! Oklahoma fans, you might be doomed because Bryce Underwood is a true freshman sensation. And you're going to see some passes today that will blow your mind for a player so early in his career. We start things off with the perfectly thrown screen pass, some really soft blocking on the outside. Number one right here, quit on that Indiana team to better his career. That's perfectly fine. You got a good NIL deal to come over to Michigan. I just don't think in this era of college athletics that it's great to just quit on teams. And obviously, you see now they're discussing the 5-year and 5 rule. That would have prevented him from quitting on his roster last year, but it was still a selfish decision. 3rd and 6. This is some really interesting quarterback play. You know, one would say, hey, we don't want to just lock in on one slot receiver because this guy could scream over as well. And, well, Bryce sees that the leverage is there for his receiver, and he throws an absolute bullet to number 0, Semaj Morgan. And he's able to make a guy miss and pick up the first down. And this is where you really, really, really need to worry if you're Oklahoma. It's Justice Haynes, okay? This is a really well-blocked play right here. The Alabama transfer, man, he's good. I'm a little shocked that Alabama let him walk out the door. I know their starting running back right now is hurt, but, man, Justice Haynes has serious juice. As someone who has watched a lot of Bryce Underwood, there is a big misnomer about his play, okay? This is just a ridiculous piece of quarterbacking, all right? I mean, look at that. I mean, you really can't play the position that much better than what you just saw right there. I understand it was like a simple RPO, but to lead that tight end to perfection like that is nothing short of incredible. So, Bryce is an athletic marvel. We all know that. But he is not really a play extender. Now, he can do that at an extremely high level. But what makes him truly impressive that he has this tier 1 athleticism, but he prefers to play within the structure of the play. He prefers to play within the pocket and run plays how they are designed to be run. You could see that consistently in his high school tape where he is by far the best athlete on the field in every game that he plays, and he could run around, extend plays, get guys wide open. All right, so this should be very interesting. Justice Haynes right here makes a bad bounce read, okay? I would have preferred him just follow his blocks. Instead, he decides to bounce, and the linebacker is right there to make the play. He can't make it, and then look at this. I mean, this is just absolutely, positively ridiculous. Boom! A QB making blocks like that, you'll love to see. Now, this is where the within structure hurts Bryce Underwood. Sometimes he wants to run the play too much to perfection, okay? So you have this trips bunch. This is something that a lot of teams run. You're running an in-breaker here, in-breaker here, and then it's a pivot route from the outside receiver of the trips bunch. Now, with this DB being this far off of this tight end right here, this is probably not going to be completed. I do like the fact that he throws the football early. He doesn't wait for the receiver to be wide open, but you could see that that is a difficult ball for 17 to catch. It's high, it's hot, and those oftentimes result in interceptions. Now, what he should have done is one of two things. Work the pivot route right here, but he probably didn't have time to do it because the protection did indeed break down. And right here, maybe we get a little bit more play extension from Bryce Underwood. Roll out of here, see if you can get anything going on the scramble drill. But in that spot, it should have been a pick. So you will definitely see some jet sweep motion action in this game. And I will say something that will get Michigan fans a little upset. I don't think the blocking was great from the offensive line to their tight ends, okay? That was a good job by 18, widening this play. 44 with a very good block right there. And if this corner would have gotten off his assignment a little bit sooner, they would have been in good position to make a good play. But we finally do get Semaj Morgan out of bounds for a nice game. 3rd and goal. And I will say 54 and 70 had some rough outings. We get a play action pass here. The center to quarterback exchange isn't the cleanest, okay? Most high school quarterbacks are used to being run out of shotgun, so it's kind of a change. Play action fake, and there's just pressure. A lot of it, okay? So you could see right here, let's just focus on the protection here. 54 is sitting heavy to the inside, and there's a blitzer coming from the outside, and 2 guys are able to get through the same gap, basically. Running back, Submarines, one of them, but 9 is through here, and you have the corner blitz coming through here as well. And Bryce actually sees this fine. This is a good job by that corner as well to get back once he sees that this ball is being thrown here, to get back into this as well. I would have loved to have seen what would have happened if this was not deflected, but this was not protected well at all, and Bryce is able to avoid another pick. It's 3rd and Ypsilanti, 3rd and Larsh Miller. I had to throw suburbs from both Oklahoma and Michigan into this, and a lot of quarterbacks in this spot would falter. So you get a rush 3, drop 8 look right here, and what Michigan is running is something called dagger, right? You have a vertical being run here, and then you have an inbreaker being run behind it. Okay, this is normally a good zone beating concept. And look at when Bryce is actually ripping this deep inbreaker. You have to throw it this early for it to be completed. Okay, I mean, y'all, that is ridiculous. And then it is thrown with very catchable velocity. Boom. Is it the hardest Peyton Manning level read you'll ever see? No, but it's still really, really, really good. All right, here's number 1, the same guy that quit a college football playoff team because he wasn't getting the ball. And Bryce Underwood feeds him, and it is indeed a first down. Good stuff, pitch and catch. So, Oklahoma fans, this might be some shrapnel from last week because you couldn't run the football on light boxes, and Michigan was able to do so some, okay? And look at this movement they're getting on the defensive tackle. Oh, that's just a nasty double right there. And that's just a wide open hole for guys to run through. And look at that, okay? Woo! Good cut right there by Justice Haynes, and you're able to pick up the first. A divine play call right here from Michigan, okay? So Michigan is running an out and up with a vertical being run here to hopefully carry the corner and hold the safety. You fake like you're running an out, and then you go up, right? And the real benefit of running this in the red zone is that we are really thinking that Michigan's trying to run quick outs in a 2-minute drill to get the football out of bounds. Okay, so situationally, this is also a really good play. And, you know, with Bryce playing this quick, who cares if the protection breaks down just a little bit? Look at when he's throwing this, all right? It's really impressive stuff. And it is an easy touchdown throw. Okay, good stuff from the maize and blue. Oklahoma's R. Mason Thomas will absolutely positively torch these Michigan tackles. So once again, 54 did not have his best day at the office. And R. Mason Thomas, we all know he is the absolute best edge player in the SEC. Dylan Stewart haters, come on. Bryce has to check this down. And guess what? They force a punt. So this game was indeed very competitive. This is some really good Michigan hardball level offense. You bring a tight end and a fullback in right here. Everybody crammed inside. Play action, fake out a pistol. And you're working to McCauley at the bottom right here. Okay, I know I've said quite a bit about him. But, man, those Indiana receivers are so good to just keep him totally out of the loop. Once again, we get to some really good run blocking from the left side. 71 is just absolutely positively amazing here. Fullback does a good job kicking out. And watch 71, wash down that end, and then immediately find some extra scraps to pick up at the second level. And that allows Haynes to get going here. Um, you know, this Oklahoma defense should still be very good under Brent Venables, but you would feel better about this game if big Danny Stutzman, number 28, was still at backer for you. So we'll see how this actually shapes out for Oklahoma in this game. But man, some good running right here by Justice Haynes. I hope number 5 for New Mexico got himself a helmet sticker for this touchdown saver. That is some ridiculous hustle by the defensive back racing from the backside. So what do we make of this matchup between Oklahoma and Michigan? So we mostly focused in on the Michigan offense. John Mateer, if you want to see that film study, we'll link it down below. And the truth here is I think Oklahoma defensively will have a decent day. I don't see a world where Bryce Underwood puts up 30 plus on the Sooners, but I do find this Michigan offense with a true freshman quarterback to be really balanced. I mean, the quarterback play from where they were last year to where they are now is absolutely in freaking sane. And these Michigan skill guys are very experienced players, so you need to be ready for that. And on top of all of that, defensively, I do like Oklahoma's trench matchup in this spot going up against this Michigan offensive line. More so how you could beat them in the pass game compared to the run. But for right now, I actually am leaning Oklahoma to win this game. So you guys comment down below. Let me know what you think. Bam! John Mateer film study floating right in your face. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom! Tonight, we are doing enchiladas. Let's go.